All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruach I want to give the honors to the apostles and elders of the great millstone. Peace and salutations to Yakim and to the elect that are scattered throughout the four corners of this earth, pushing this truth and faith and sincerity. All right, and this lesson is going to be about, the parable of the talents, basically. All right, because when we come into this truth, the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, all right, which are the true name of the Heavenly Father and His Son, all right, in the ancient Hebrew, they're giving us portions, I'll say gifts. All right, they're giving us each and every one of us a portion of this knowledge, to be used. All right, because everybody is not on the same level, in this thing, in this truth, but He gave every one of us, all right, a portion of this knowledge to go out and to teach, all right, and to increase in this thing. He told Ezekiel to eat the whole roll and go speak unto the house of Israel. Right, so you're not supposed to just receive this knowledge. You watching videos, right? But you're not doing it, and you're not taking notes, and you don't plan on becoming a teacher one day. You don't plan on, prophesying one day, right? You gotta want to be more than what you are today, because there's always room for improvement, right? The apostles always say they still learning, all right? So everybody should still be learning and still be improving themselves in certain areas that they're lacking in, whether you need to read more, whether you need to get into the Hebrew more, whether you need to study the history more, right? Or go into secular history, all right? Or maybe it can be improving on, things that you do in your daily lives that you probably need to stop doing, or that you bad at, Probably drink too much, right? You probably talk to women too much, right? You distracted, right? It's like, but you can't stay at one point, right? You can't be complacent, right? If that's the word to use. But, I'll get straight into it. This is Matthew 25:14. It says, "For the kingdom of heaven is as a man traveling into a far country, who called his own servants and delivered unto them his goods." Now, this man traveling to a far country represents Yahweh Shai. All right, why did I say that? If you go to the book of Acts, the first chapter, this is when Yahweh Shai was talking to his disciples, right? This is what they seen happen. Acts 1:9, it says, "And when they had spoken these things, while they beheld, he was taken up, and a cloud received him out of their sight." Now, a cloud represents the so-called UFOs, all right, known as the chariots of Israel in the scriptures. So he was taken up, right? But where did he go? This is Psalms 110. And 1 says, "Yahweh said unto my Lord, sit thou at my right hand until I make thine enemies thy footstool." Right, so according to the scriptures, all right, Yahweh Shai, he's on the right hand side of the Heavenly Father, right? So he's in the spiritual realm. So that represents that far country, all right? That's where Yahweh Shai is dwelling at right now as we speak. It says, Matthew 25:14, "For the kingdom of heaven is as a man traveling to a far country, who called his own servants and delivered unto them his goods." And we represent those servants, all right, the prophets, He said he delivered unto them his goods, this truth. It says, "And unto the one he gave 5 talents, and to another 2, and to another 2, and to another 1, to every man according to his several ability, and straightway took his journey." Right, so like I said, he gave each and every one of us a portion of this truth, right? As much as we'll be able to handle, all right? As much as, wherever he give us, that we'll be able to execute that to the best of our ability, you know, according to what we can handle, like I said, right? So everybody is not going to be on the same level. You know, you got some brothers that's more on fire than other brothers, right? You got some brothers that are excellent and great in the Hebrew, and some are not. They just know a few words. You got certain brothers that are excellent in history, but other brothers are not. They just know a couple things, a few things. All right. Everybody got their own gifts. It says, then he that had received the 5 talents went and traded with the same and made them other 5 talents. So he made more money. He increased. Right. He didn't just receive what he had and just like this is enough. He went and made more. Right? With the portion that he was given. He doubled it. It said, and likewise, he that had received 2, he also gained other 2. But he that received 1 went and digged it in the earth and hid his Lord's money. So the one that received the 1 talent, right, he wasn't even given much, but he didn't do anything with it. Right? He hid the money. And you see everybody else, they was working, they was putting in their work. They were increasing, they were doubling. Right? But this dude, he didn't do nothing. Right? You don't want to be this guy. With the truth, you wanna be the best that you can be. Right? You don't have to be what the next brother is. Right? Brother doing 10 videos or 15 videos a week. Right? You don't have, it's good to do that, but you don't have to do that. Right? If that is not in your spirit, but you should be able to perform, to do what you can do. Right? If you know that you can, do lots of videos, then you should do that. Right? If you know that you can speak, let's say we're at camp, you can speak, then you should speak. You're a great speaker, you should put it to use. Right? Whatever your gift is, man, you should be putting it to use. You're supposed to be beneficial for the body. We supposed to be beneficial for the body. Right? Because I'm speaking to myself too. All right? It says, after a long time, the Lord of those servants cometh and reckoneth with them. And so he that had received 5 talents came and brought other 5 talents, saying, Lord, thou deliverest unto me 5 talents. Behold, I have gained besides them 5 talents more. His Lord said unto him, well done, thou good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou unto the joy of thy Lord. So this servant right here, he going to receive the kingdom. Right? He going to receive what was promised to them who endure to the end and work. Right? It says, he also that received 2 talents came and said, Lord, thou deliverest unto me 2 talents. Behold, I gained 2 other talents besides them. His Lord said unto him, well done, good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of thy Lord. So he was given a smaller portion, right? But he still doubled what he was given, and he's still going to receive the kingdom. It says, then he which had received the 1 talent came and said, Lord, I knew thee, that thou art an hard man, reaping where thou hast not sown, and gathering where thou hast not strawed. And I was afraid and went and hid thy talent in the earth. Lo, there that thou hast that is thine. Now let's see what Yahweh Shai going to say. His Lord answered and said unto him, thou wicked and slothful servant. Slothful meaning you lazy ass, you lazy ass motherfucker. I gave you this and you ain't do nothing with it. Thou knewest that I reap where I sowed not, and gathered where I have not strawed. Thou oughtest therefore to have put my money to the exchangers, and then at my coming I shall have received mine with mine own with usury. So he don't want to come back and see what he gave you. You at the same level as you was when you first came into the truth, or your first 6 months in the truth. Right? He don't want to see you on the same level. You're supposed to increase, right? Because that money represents this knowledge anyways. This is Romans 11 and 33. said, "Oh, the depth of the riches, both of the wisdom and knowledge of the Most High. How unsearchable are his judgments and his ways past finding out." So he says the riches, both of the wisdom and knowledge of the Most High. So this truth is like riches, right? And going back to verse 28 says, "Take therefore the talent from him and give it unto him which had 10 talents. For everyone that has shall be given, and he shall have an abundance." So if you putting in work, you increasing, right? Or you sincere about this thing, the Most High, Yahweh Shem Yahshua, is going to increase you. He's going to give you more, right? He's going to give you more. Because you can handle more. Because you're not on the same level. It says, "But from him that had not shall be taken away even that which he had." So you ain't doing nothing, you bullshitting, you chilling, right? The Most High, Yahweh Shem Yahshua, He's gonna take the truth from you. Basically you're gonna be a castaway. It says, "And cast ye the unprofitable servant into outer darkness, that shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth." Basically, you're gonna be destroyed, bro. You don't want to be that unprofitable servant. You want to be putting in work. What's gonna happen if you unprofitable at your job? You're gonna be fired. Let's say like you at a job of production, you ain't meeting your numbers, they gonna let your ass go. Right? Ain't gonna be no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like, why should they have you? What is your reason for being here? Apostle Ramla did a video to ask yourself this, right? Why are you here? We here to work. Right? And basically, this, like I said, the servant got cast out because he wasn't on fire, man. He wasn't, he was just chilling. He hid the talent. He hid his money. Right? It's Revelation 3:5. "I know thy works, that thou art neither cold nor hot. I would that thou were cold or hot." Right? Like you ain't even, you're not cold, meaning that you ain't just, ain't just said F the truth. Right? You ain't just went back into the world, but you ain't on fire either. Right? Now, on fire meaning, you giving the truth all that you got, right, to the best of your ability. Right? You were in between, man. You on the fence. Right? He said, "Nah." He said, "I would that thou were cold or hot." He said, I wish you was either one, not in between. He don't want nobody in between. He wants you to be cold. If you're going to be that, then be that. If you're going to be hot, then be hot and be on fire. So he said, all right, this is what he said next. "So then, because thou art lukewarm, neither cold nor hot, I will spew thee out of my mouth." Get the fuck on. I don't need you. Basically. Right? So when we receive this knowledge, we're supposed to put it to use. We're supposed to be studying, we always, right? We're supposed to be trying to be better and to better ourselves, right? Because this is a serious job, right? Because we got to go out and teach our people. We got to go out and teach the elect. Because after the elect wakes up, then we out of here, right? After the elect is sealed, then this thing is done. It's like in Matthew, right? I believe it's the 9th chapter. The harvest is plenty, but the laborers are few. So it's a lot of work to be done, right? So we shouldn't be hiding or, scared or anything to, or be holding back, all right, on the knowledge that we have been given, right? We're supposed to be letting that to be seen, Scripture says, "Let your light shine before men," right? You ain't supposed to, man. Let me see. Let me find that scripture. I believe that's Matthew 5. I believe so. Yeah. Matthew 5:14. "Ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on hill cannot be hid. Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and then give the light unto all that are in the house." Right? So you don't get the light and try to hide the light. You got to show it. It says, let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. So these works are supposed to be seen. All right. And with that, that's really was it. I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Chakadash, double honors to the apostles and elders of the great millstone, peace and salutations to Yahakim, that are scattered and laboring across the four corners of this earth, pushing this truth and faith and sincerity. Shalom.